Welcome to SVU 67D Principles of Management 1. My name is Felicia Frida Aidan Aqua, and we've been talking about Unit 3, the environment, social, and ethical responsibilities of the business. And we're going to focus our discussion today on Section 4, the areas of social responsibility. By the end of the session, you should be able to mention at least 4 common areas of social responsibility and describe the different areas of social responsibility. So when it comes to social responsibility, yes, the business has a social responsibility to its customers. And the customers, we're looking at 4 key things that they should be looking out for. One is product quality. You don't want to be giving your customers they should get value for money, because if they're not getting value for money, you're going to switch to others, you're going to look out for other options, and your business will not be sustainable. And so product quality matters a lot, and the business has this responsibility to their customers. Number 2 is product safety. In this contemporary world, or today, sometimes you go and buy something, you think you're buying something good for yourself, and they are killing you instead. And so you're going to buy palm oil, and it's all adulteration and Sudan dye. You're going to buy rice, and there's rubber inside. You're going to buy body cream, and it's just bleach something. Product safety. Your customer is buying something to what? Satisfy a need they have, not something to kill them. And so you should be very mindful of this as well. Product packaging matters a lot, and you should do responsible packaging. So it's not something that is going to cut them or hurt them. It's not something that the handling is going to be troublesome. And so you need to look at what product packaging. We see a lot of our bottling our water bottles these days. You realize they use a shrink wrap because that becomes easy to even handle even when it rains in there. And you see that even Voltic has now reduced the amount of plastic in its bottles, so it makes it more recyclable or more recycling safe in there as well. So these days you need to look out for your product packaging as well, to get something which is more convenient and easy for the customer to use, which is also going to also protect the environment and then also be friendly as well. You also have the product performance. You need to look out for this because we didn't buy the product for buying sake. It has a value which we want to achieve from it. And so the product should be able to do what it says it can do. You don't want to go and buy something and you come home and then what it's supposed to be used for, you can't use it for. So these are things where the business has to make sure that it is well done, especially when it regards to your customers as well. So the business has, when it comes to the business responsibility to employees, first and foremost, the business has to obey all laws regarding employee-employer relationships, looking at safety, looking at working conditions, looking at wages and salaries. You have to look out for your employees. So these days, whether it's that occupational health and safety is something which is coming up strongly, you have to work out for. The working conditions should be safe, they should be sound, and be conducive enough for them to work in. Their wages and salaries should be decent. It shouldn't be below the minimum wage levels. And at the end of the day too, you need to consider other things in there. So if you're employing people who are coming from all the way far and all those things, their education, qualifications, their experience and all those things, you should pay them the right amount of wages and salaries. We also have other issues in there like training, like career development, maternity leave. You can't be working with women and then you don't expect them to go on maternity leave. That is not right. You know that in Ghana, at least your 3 months to your 6 months, dear, the person should get it. And so these are things that you'd have to look out for when you're doing your social responsibility to your employees. You can't have employees and you just, how you took them, they don't receive any training, no development, nothing. Employee comes to your organization at a level stage 1 and they remain in that stage forever. No, there's supposed to be that career development in there, promote them to other levels, to other tasks, so that they also would grow in there. That is the responsibility of the business to the employee. We also have the business responsibility to shareholders. And shareholders are the people who have invested their monies into the companies you are running as a business. And so you have these shareholders actually have a fundamental right to information about the organization, which the investors can make prudent investment decisions with. That's why you may have the annual general meetings or the emergency general meetings as and when the need be, for them to be also abreast with what is happening there. Their monies are in there, and so you don't expect them to just be there not knowing what is happening there, whether they are doing the right thing or the wrong stuff, whether their money is in good hands or not. And so you owe them the right to information about everything happening in the business. There's also the argument that management's top responsibility is to shareholders. And so as the managing director of the company, your responsibility, the foremost, is to what? The shareholders. If their monies were not there, they are not established that business, would you be running that business? No. So at the end of the day, you should make sure that you are looking out for what? Their interest. Some evidence does suggest that firms aggressively pursue social responsive behaviors which are more profitable to those who do not. Some evidence suggests that firms that aggressively pursue social responsive behavior are more profitable than those that do not. So some research that has been carried out has realized that for firms who do not do any corporate social responsibilities, funny enough, they're also not profitable. But then those who are actually doing the corporate social responsibilities tend to be more profitable than the others. The business also has key responsibility to the communities they find themselves. They have to be good citizens, and by being good citizens, sometimes they may have to do some donations. We see it a lot. People are building schools, they are building hospitals, they are building public washrooms, public toilets, public bathrooms. They are doing a lot of things, education and scholarships and all those ones in the environment they find themselves, in the form of what? Donations. And so businesses are doing a lot in this field. Sometimes it's about giving them a little bit of time in there. There are some engagements you do, education, all those things, which is also about the business time they're giving to the communities they find themselves. We also have the personnel to civic societies and voluntary organizations, which at the end of the day, the business has to also look out for if they're going to be socially responsible to their communities. Now, the business also has a social responsibility to the environment they find themselves. And these days, there are lots of concerns about global warming, green issues, waste handling, and all those things. And so, as a business, you have the responsibility to actually preserve and clean the environment. You are not supposed to come and degrade or pollute the environment. And so the business has this responsibility to ensure that in all their production, in all their processes, they are not degrading the environment. And there's also the issue about global warming, which is affecting all of us. When it's supposed to rain, it's not raining. When the sun is not supposed to, it's rather shining. And even the way it's scorchy and all those things, farmers are struggling. We're struggling with food. We're struggling even doing our day-to-day activities. There's acid rains, there's solid waste disposal, pollution, and all these global issues are affecting all of us as a group. And so businesses have to be responsible when they are also dealing in their operations to preserve the environment. So in this session, we've discussed the nature of social responsibility, what it means to be socially responsible, and we've looked at how the business can be socially responsible to the environment, to the consumers, to the other stakeholders in there as well. Thank you, and see you in the next presentations. Bye.